Okay, so here's the warm-up that we do. We always do something dynamic first to get you moving. So we start on the left side foul line and we go till you're equal with second base. We jog forward, back pedal back, side sweep, out, stay facing the same way, side sweep back. Then we grapevine or karaoke and we really exaggerate the rotation part of that. Then we do single leg sprint starts. So you stand on one leg, reach your other leg back as far as you can, and then explode off that leg to sprint. We do that right leg and left leg, and then we're ready to go for our stretching portion. So we want to be in half kneel, so one leg down, one leg up. If I can bring that front leg to the middle, so towards my belly button, you're going to get a better stretch. Hands up over your head, shift forward, reach back, shift forward, reach back, shift forward. We do 5 reaching forward. We do 5 where I shift forward and tip to the side at the same time to open up the outside. And then we're gonna do 5 where we hold onto your knee. We're gonna pull your knee towards your belly button and reach this same side around to the left. So my left leg is forward, right hand pull to midline, reach around the corner 5 times. When you reach, I want you to look as well, because then we're stretching out head and neck, shoulder and left hip all at the same time. In any of these stretches, no pinch. I don't want there to be a pinch in your hip. I don't want there to be a pinch in your back, and nothing should hurt in your up knee or your down knee. Sometimes if they have some hip restriction on the side, it'll put a lot of pressure on your kneecap and you can have pain or tenderness on the inside of your knee joint or right by your kneecap. So none of that while they're doing that. Okay, so I did 5 forward, 5 sideways, 5 reaching. Now we're gonna go to hamstring. We cruise right into that. My front knee is bent, my toe is up, knee is still at midline. I'm gonna take my opposite side hand and reach it to my pinky toes, and I'm gonna rotate this arm around the corner. So I reach and rotate. Your chest should be able to get to your leg, and we're reaching while we do it. Come back up, reaching while we do it. This stays midline, so we need to keep it in at your belly button, rotated in, and then we're rotating around it. We care about that because your hamstring rotates as it attaches. So if we can stretch out that rotational component, now when you sprint on the base paths and you bend down to field, this muscle lets you get into that fielding position. So we do 5, reach and rotate around the corner. So you can see when I go wide arm, I start to lose my balance because it creates more momentum. So if they have to stay short to start so I can stretch through that, that's fine, and then get better reaching around the corner. So 5 of those. Then we go this leg out to the side. So I'll move over a little bit. This again is one of those you need to double check that we're not having any pinch, because if I am stuck here as I bring that leg out, it's not gonna do any good to stretch. If I'm stretchy, super. This stretches the inside of your hip, this stretches the front. So I'm gonna stick my butt out, back up tall, and then come up, belly button and pelvis towards the front. So you should be able to move into the front of that pelvis, and I shouldn't have shear through my low back. This is a really great stretch for your pitchers and catchers because I need to open all this up if I'm gonna play either of those positions. So butt out, reach up, butt out, reach up, butt out, 5 times that side. Then we switch, do the same series with the opposite leg. Then I go down to 2 knees. I'm gonna reach out, stick my butt out so I'm sitting on my heels, and I'm gonna rotate through to the opposite side, come back up, rotate through to the opposite side. So I'll show you that from the side. They should be sitting on their heels and then rotating through and looking while they rotate. So I can reach this arm around the corner if I want a bigger stretch, or I can use this as leverage and reach towards the opposite side and come through. This warms up your upper back for hitting and throwing and helps you be able to get rotational. Okay, then I move to the standing portion. So stand up, again, legs wide, because it's really important that we mobilize this and this to get into our practice. So I'm gonna go feet wide apart. I'm gonna reach up over my head, drive belly button and pelvis towards the middle, or driving it forward. So I wanna be able to reach, big reach back. If I put my hands together, I get a better lat stretch. And so what that looks like from the side is, as I reach forward, see that I can create a big long line of C. There's a lot of girls who won't be able to do that. So getting the front side of that pelvis forward is really important. So I'm gonna reach forward, come back, reach forward, come back, reach forward, come back, 5 of those. I stay wide because it opens up the front of my pelvis. Again, I'm gonna do 3 or 5 really big reaching arm circles, 5 really big reaching arm circles, 5 giant rotational reaches to get everything warmed up. And then a new one I've added, looking at how tight we are once we get back to school, is body on head rotation. So if you can get everybody to look as far as you can to the left, keep your vision on something in the field, and I'm going to rotate and step to the right while I keep my visual focus to the left. I do that 5 times, then I'm going to focus on something as far as I can to the right, and I'm gonna swing step to the left. Okay, this is important because when I'm lining up in the box and I'm gonna swing a bat or I'm gonna pitch, your eyeballs are focused on the pitcher. And if I load as I load and I'm gonna start my swing, if I don't have enough mobility for my body to rotate around their neck, they won't be able to load here. And instead, if my head is stuck, they're not gonna be able to load. So I'm gonna get trapped here and I'm gonna have a funky hand position because my head needs to be able to move, or my body needs to be able to move on my head. Same thing with throwing. We want them to reach their arm to here while they're looking this direction, or pitching, I want them to be able to reach their arm to here while their head is on the catcher. If I don't have that good body on head mobility, I'm not gonna be able to do it. So that rotational step, just a swing step with a focus this way, is gonna help free that up so I have good head motion. The last one I have is that I'm gonna hang on the fence and I'm gonna cross step. So we're gonna hang, cross step, across, cross step. Okay, I can, as I hang, we really focus on sticking our butt out. As I cross step, the further across you can reach, the more it stretches your hip. This one is not one to skip. I know they don't want to hang on the fence. It takes some time to do, but that cross step and reaching into that hip this way and cross step and reach into that hip this way helps them be able to load and get that knee drop for drive when we hit. And it helps them be able to load and cut to field. So that's really important. If for some reason you would not have a fence or you don't want to take them to a fence, I can get a similar stretch by, I'm gonna sit down into my squat and I'm gonna take my right hand and reach it to the left side of my left leg. So I'm gonna reach to the back side of that heel, and that drives me into that hip a little bit more. They have to have their butt stuck out when they do that. Reach towards the opposite heel. And if they focus on keeping that knee in while they do it, you can do that at the same time. But hanging on a fence and cross step. The reason we hang onto the fence, if I have more upper body support, I can hang into the stretch. You can also do it as a partner stretch. My partner and I can hold hands, hang into the stretch, and then step across and then trade partners, and that helps open up my back, my hips, my head. Again, as I hang, head needs to be up because that feeds into that upper back extension that they need to field. So cross step, hang, hang. Now I'm ready to play catch and warm up.